Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you may be listening from. My name is Coach Mo, and you are welcome to our night session, Zoom session. All right, so with me tonight, I also have Coach Salisu. And then I will say that I believe everyone can hear me, please. If you can hear me, let me get a message on the chat box. Please, if you can hear me, if you cannot hear me loud and clear, let me get a response on the chat box. Awesome. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. So I'll say that everybody is seeing what's happening in the market. Everybody is seeing how BTC is performing. This is just the tips of the iceberg. Okay. So let us just keep on learning. Keep on learning. In this business, we earn more by learning. Okay. The knowledge is very, very, very important here. So we notice that a lot of people don't know how to use the templates. And it is not good because the first thing you need to learn here is how to use RQTMI template. With the RQTMI template, it will help you with the right settings. Okay, so now I'll be sharing with you guys how to use RQTMI template. Okay, and then tomorrow we are going to be looking on how you can pick trades confidently. And in case you are not aware, there's something you need to take note of, please, especially for the newbies. So let me just quickly share my screen and share something. Okay, Coach Salisu, please kindly help me admit those people on the waiting room. Thank you. All right, so these are the 4 ways we trade with the robots. We have been able to generate 4 ways that you can trade with the robot, no matter the category you fall in. Okay, so we have every style of trading for any kind of category you fall in. But the 2 categories here that is very, very important you understand and you teach your downlines is number 1 on the list and number 4. And number 1 is how to trade without analysis. For those who choose not to learn anything at all on how to analyze the chart, how to use it, what's it called, all those trend lines, indicators. No, you don't need to do all that to make money. We want you to start making money on the go. As soon as you get started to this business, you can start making money. That is why it is very important you learn how to use these 2 strategies, which the first one, like I said, is how to trade without analysis. And the second is how to use RQTMI signal. Please, it is very, very important. So take note about that. We actually have videos on our channel on how you can use these 2 strategies. And for those who don't have time at all, who want to set their robot on autopilot, I repeat, on autopilot, and they have the money, then they will use number 3 to set their boat on autopilot. But this requires using Magic 2. But this requires a very good amount of capital. What I mean by a very good amount of capital is this. For you to be able to use this using the RQTMI way, you need to have a minimum of $13,125 to trade the 25 RQTMI recommended volatile coins. Or if you want to trade the whole RQTMI coins, you need about $49,000. This needs to be updated. I forgot to update this. So it needs to be updated because they added new coins to the 79 coins that was previously there. Now, if you want to ask, okay, if I have this capital, or you know somebody who has this capital, what is the minimum capital? What is the minimum profit that person will make from his capital? It is 5%, please. Monthly minimum is 5%. And let me quickly share with you guys an account that has been running on 13,125. Today makes it 30 days. Okay, today makes it 30 days. So permit me to share with you guys the results. This is the result. So if you can see on my screen, this is an account that was running on a $13,125. Today makes it the 30th day. You can see this person does not need to do anything. Just load your coins and that is all. The only thing that person will learn how to do is how to withdraw, how to take profit. That is all. You might be saying also in your mind, saying that, okay, what if I have that capital? Can't I use one shot with it instead of using Circle? Yes, why not? Actually, you can make a lot of money trading one shot with 13,125. But this is for those who don't have time. But if you can do it yourself, why not use one shot with that amount of capital and you will see a lot of profit from it because it is a very good capital. But for those who don't have time, please, you can use the autopilot. We are not saying you cannot trade 3 to 4 coins on Circle or autopilot, but if you want to get a very good result like this, you use the 25 recommended AccuTMI coins or all the coins under Binance on RoyalKey. I hope it is clear. So let us proceed, please. Let us proceed. I'll be opening the templates, our templates, so that I'll guide you guys on how to use the template the right way because people are kind of getting it confused. So please pay attention, get down your writing materials. If there's anything you don't understand, write it down. When it's time for questions, I will allow you guys to ask your questions. All right, so let's proceed, please. Let me share my screen. Let me switch to my mobile. All right, I believe every one of you can see my screen. If you can see my screen, please let me get a confirmation. Can you all see my screen? Awesome, awesome. Thank you very much. All right, now this is the ArcuTMI template. If you don't have this template, please, you need to have a template on your phone because this is where all the magic happens. This is where all the magic happens. In fact, if you have this template, you've solved 70% of your problem on RoyalKey. So the first thing you need to do here is, number one, you need to take note of how we trade with these templates. We use Magic 1, 3, or 5. Okay? We use Magic 1, 3, or 5. If you are trading signals, RTMI signals, or if you're also trading without analysis, you also make use of Magic 1, 3, or 5. That is one shot. One shot. And one shot means we are sniping the market. We don't want to stay too long in the market. So we want to quickly buy, and any opportunity robots should find in the market, it quickly sells and take us out of the market. So our intention is not to stay too long in the market. Unlike the Circle autopilot, which you keep buying, selling until whenever you feel like stopping it. But for one shot, we need to make use of Magic 1, 3, or 5. And this Magic 1, 3, or 5 depends on your trading capital for you to know which one of them you are to use. Now, how do you know which one to use? Let's start with Magic 1. So for Magic 1, when I Please, in case you are finding it difficult to use this template, you need to install an app for those using Android. There's an app called WPS Office. If you don't have that app, please, you need to have that on your phone. WPS Office. Very important for you to be able to use this template on your phone. And for Android users, you install this app called Microsoft Excel. Okay, so let's proceed. I'll be heading to Magic One now. Now, this is Magic One. As you cannot see on my screen, Magic One says that the minimum capital is $320. $320. What does this tell us? It means that anything below 320, you can't make use of this Magic One. But anything from 320 and above means you can make use of this Magic One. So trade. Now, let's take, for example, your capital is $400. If you have a capital of $400, what should come in your mind is, okay, since Magic One minimum capital is 320 and above, it means I can make use of Magic One. But how do you input this capital to generate your margin configuration settings? Because margin configuration, you see, is the engine of your settings. I repeat, it is the engine of your settings. Now, the first thing you need to do is, when you have a capital of 400, for example, like in my own case, the first thing you need to do is to deduct, you deduct your first buy. What is your first buy on the template? Now, look at your first buy. Your first buy says $20. 20, for those who can't say it, first buy says $20. You deduct $20 from your capital, which is 400 minus 20. It will give me 380. Now, this is what I am going to impute on my remark session on my template. The reason why I need to do this is for it to generate my margin configuration settings for me. There's a calculation that needs to be done there on how it will distribute your capital on the trade you want to trade on your RoyalQ app. Okay, so now let's proceed, please. Let me tap on the remark section. Now, this is the remark section. Once I tap on it, a page opens or a pop-out opens, and then I'll tap on edit. Now I can now write my capital, what I got after the deduction of the first buy, which was 380, and I confirm. Okay, now that it has been confirmed, for me to be sure that I hope I am correct, you go down, just go down, go to your margin configuration, go to your multiple buy ratio, and check the total capital we have here. How much is here? It is 400, which means, yes, I am correct. So this is how you confirm if you are correct. Remember, I said Magic One, before you impute your capital on the remark section to generate your margin configuration settings, which is this. This is the engine of your settings. You need to deduct your capital from the first buy, which is 20. First buy for Magic One is 20. So you see, your capital minus first buy, which is 20, gives me 380. That was the reason I wrote 380 on the remark session. You can see. So let us proceed. In this case, you have been able to generate your margin configuration. What we need to do now is to head to our RoyalQ to go and impute all the parameters you are seeing here. Everything has been done for you. You don't need to do anything. Just go and impute just the way you see it from this template. Now, let me head over to my RoyalQ app. So I'm heading over to my RoyalQ app. This is my RoyalQ app. The first thing you need to do here when you want to save your settings from the template is to tap on mine. Some people will be saying, where is mine? Where is mine? Now, this is where mine is. Mine is at the bottom of your bottom right corner of your screen, you can see mine is just down below. I'll tap on mine and let's see what happens. Now, you can see mine has opened. The next thing we have to look for is your strategy, my strategy settings. This is it here. Sorry. Oh my. Okay. Now, what you have to look out for is my strategy set. I believe everyone can see it. My strategy settings. I'll tap on this. It opens. Now, this is where you are to save your settings. This is like a template, or I'll say it is a template you have on your Royalkey where you can save multiple settings and choose from the one you want to use or the one you wish to use for your trade. In this case, my intention here is to add a new setting. So how do I add a new settings? I'll tap on the plus at the top right. You can see the plus icon at the top right. You tap on it, and it opens a page similar to what we have on the RQTMI template. It is so similar. If you check it very well, it is similar to what we have on the templates. Please, just a quick confirmation. I hope everyone is following up with what I'm saying and everyone is hearing me loud and clear. If you are following up with what I'm saying, please let me get a yes on the chat box, a yes on the chat box. Awesome, awesome. Please, I'll try my possible best to make this very slow for everyone to understand, because our goal here is for everyone to understand this thing, because you need to understand it to make a lot of money. Remember, the bull season is around the corner. So you need to understand this thing very, very well. Awesome, awesome. Thank you very much. Okay, let's proceed, please. Now, we have the template opened from the Royalkey back office. Let's head back to the template and see what we have. On the template, it says risk type. Risk type says radical. So I am heading back to my Royalkey and change the risk type, because what I have here is steady. What I have here is steady. So I am tapping on steady from my Royalkey and change it to radical, then confirm and confirm. Now I am done with the first one on the list. The next one is the remark. Now, the remark part on Royalkey is just for you to be able to differentiate which settings is for which. So in my case, this settings I want to save is for $400 capital. So I'm going to write $400 capital, whichever one you want to use. Just write it how you want it, but it's just for you to be able to differentiate. You might have more than one settings. So you'll be able to differentiate which one, give it a title, for you to be able to differentiate which settings is for which capital. Okay, so in my case, I am going to use $400 capital. Somebody is saying he can't hear anything. Please, if you can't hear anything, you need to turn on your mic. Turn on your mic. Now, the first buy. What is the first buy? Let us go back to the template and check. The first buy says 20 USDT. Okay, and in my case, it is 15, so I have to edit to 20. Open position doubled. Don't enable. AI margin call, don't enable. Now, open position double means if you enable it, once it is buying, it will be multiplying. It will be using times, it will be multiplying the first buy. It means you'll be needing more USDT, which we don't want that to happen. That is why we don't enable it. And then for the AI margin call, it controls how it buys the margin calls. We don't also need that, so I am going to tap on it to turn it off. We already have our customized manual settings, so we don't need to make use of AI margin call, because everything you see on that template, we have a reason for putting them there. I repeat, everything you see on that template have reasons for putting them there based on experience. Now let's proceed, please. Margin call limit. What is the margin call limit from the template for margin 1? It is 20. The margin call limit is 20. I believe everyone can say it. It is 20. I'll move back to my RoyalQ app and change the 7 to 20. What is the hold position take profit ratio? On the template, it says 3%. It says 3%. It says 3%, so I'll head back to the RoyalQ back office and change the 1.3 to 3%. Now, what this hold position take profit does is that when it buys the first call, when it buys the first buy, because first buy is the first amount that will be deducted from your capital when it starts trading for you or when you start your trade. Once your trade picks up, first buy amount is the first amount that will be deducted from your capital to buy that coin. So in my case, I am using $400. So it means when I start a trade and it triggers and peaks, $20 will be deducted from that $400. That is called or referred to as your first buy. I hope this is clear for first buy. Now, when it buys the first buy and buys the first to the fourth call, it takes this, everything here, the first buy, first to the fourth call, as a single entity. I repeat, as a single entity. So this take profit you are seeing, hold position take profit ratio covers for the first buy, first to the fourth call because they are single entity. So when it sells them, whatever capital that was used to buy up that coin that was allocated on the coin from the first buy down to the fourth call, it will sell them together once and give you 3%. So let us proceed, please. I believe everyone understands that part now. Now let us move on to the next. What is hold position take profit call back? Okay. Let's check the template. Let's go back to the template. The hold position take profit call back says 0.01%. So I'm going to go back again to my RoyalQ and change it from the 0.3 to 0.01%. Now, what this means, it says hold position take profit call back. When a coin in price action in cryptocurrency, there's a time whereby you find a coin will just pump up and spike up, or spike up. Let me say spike up. In this case, when this happens, okay, let me just demonstrate something here. Okay, just hold on. Give me a second. I want to break it down in a way every one of us will understand. Oh, okay. Sorry. Let me share back my screen. Screen. Okay. All right. I am back up. So I want to share with you guys something. Now, this is my TradingView app. Okay. Let me use this. Okay. I'm trying to explain the hold position take profit callback, please. So I want to do it in a way you understand. Okay, let me use this. Now, look at these movements on BTC. Look at this movement on BTC. This is 5%. I hope everybody can see it clearly. This move from here to here is 5%, 5.15%. But let's take, for example, the trade you were in, or the coin you were trading says it wants you to take profit at 3%. Now, this is 3%. This is 3%. Let's just assuming this is 3%. This horizontal line, or this trend line I just drew now, is 3%. But there was a spike in price that happened and it went up. What will happen here is that RoyalQ will not close that position. It will be holding the position until when there's a pullback or callback by 0.01%. That is when it will not sell and trigger and give you your what? Your take profit. So until when it has a pullback, if it gets to this 5% and there is now pullback down, and this pullback you're seeing here, hold on. This pullback you're seeing here, you just pay attention to what I'm about to explain. Let me just draw now. I am not comfortable doing this on the mobile, but it's fine. Okay, perfect. Now, there is a pullback. Please pay attention. At this point was the point where RoyalQ was supposed to sell and give us 3%, where I just highlighted. But there was a spike, and the spike went up and started dropping down and dropped down to this other trend line. So this drop down was 0.1%. What will happen is that it will quickly sell and close and take you out of the market. It means you are going to make more than the 3% it was supposed to give you when it sells. So that is what we are referring to here as your whole position take profit call back. I hope with this explanation, everybody understands what I'm trying to demonstrate here or explain here. Now, let us proceed. I will be back to the margin configuration. Let us just move on. For the buy-in callback, what is the buy-in callback on the templates? On the template, the buy-in callback is 0.01. 0.01%. So here I will have to change the 0.5 to 0.01%. Please don't mind my charts. My charts was customized. That's how I want it. So the color you see there, don't get it confused. The pitch blue is green and the black is red, but I just customize it in my own way. You can actually customize it how you like. So don't get the colors confusing, please. Okay, so let's proceed. Now, let us move on to the distributed take profit allocation, but I will explain the buy-in callback. The buy-in callback controls how it buys the margin calls, how it buys, similar to what I just explained on the bold position take profit callback. So it controls how it buys the margin call. When the price is going down, is dropping down or falling down, it has to go up by 0.01% before it will buy. And then it keeps going on like that, buying your margin calls. That is what it means, just similar to how I explained the callback. Okay. Now, for the distributed take profit allocation, when I tap on it, you can see 5th call to the 20th call is 1.3%. What do we have on the template? On the template, it says distributed and take profit allocation is 1.3%. That is why you need to put your 1.3% from the 5th to the 20th call. However, by default, you always see 1.3 there, but make sure you use whatever you see on the settings you are using. So for Magic Wand, it is with the default, which is 1.3%. What this means is, remember I said when it buys the first buy and the first to the fourth call, it sees that as a single entity. But in this case, when it buys the fifth call, it takes this as another entity, takes this as another entity. The first buy, first to the fourth call is one entity. Fifth call, second, that's another entity. Sixth call, third, that's another entity. That's why I'm giving you these numbers, okay? So all these are single entity. And what it means is when the price has gone down and is about to start going back up, it will have to sell this, give you 1.3%, then come back to the eighth call, sell again. It will be selling them singly because they are single entity, give you 1.3%. If it's still going back up, it will sell before it finally go and sell the first buy, first to the fourth call together. That is what it means. Okay, so this 1.3% you see is for all the sub sales, which is from the fifth call down to the last call, which are single entity. I hope this is clear. Let us proceed, please. Let's go back. Now, how about the sub position take profit callback? The sub position take profit callback. Let us go and check what we have on the template. It is 0.01%. You can see it. It is 0.01%. Now let's go back and change this to 0.01%. Then I'll tap on my strategy period, which says here on template that we should use one shot. So what I'll simply do here is just tap on the circle. You can see that switched back to one shot. Tap on the circle, that's where you have the strategy period. It will just quickly change back to one shot. What is the use of the sub position take profit callback? It is also similar to the whole position take profit callback. It works for the fifth call down to the last call for your margin configuration, for your margin calls, for your margin calls. So it's possible that on the fifth call, on the sixth call, there might be a spike more than the 1.3% it's supposed to sell, but it has to pull back by 0.01% before it will sell and give you your profit. So it means you can even make more than the 1.3%. It all depends on the market, just similar to what I explained for the whole position take profit call back. It is similar, please. Don't get it confused. Now, the last is going to be the margin configuration. Now, this is the engine of your settings. I repeat, this is the engine for your settings. Any mistake you make here is going to affect your capital. So always make sure you don't do any mistake on your margin configuration. Now, let us switch back to the template. What do we have for the margin configuration? You can see it says 0.2, 0.5, 0.2, 0.5, down to the 15th call. I'm going to do the same thing here. 0.2, 0.5, 0.2, 0.5, 0.2. Please, if you have questions, write down your questions. When it's time for questions, I will allow you to ask questions, please. 0.5, 0.2, 0.5, 0.2, 0.5. Just the same way you see on the template, the same way, 0.5. And the last is going to be 0.2. Okay, so on the template, it says we should use 0.2, 0.5 down to the 15th call, and from the 16th call, we should use 4.98. Okay, how did I know it's 4.98? Because it is on the template, you can see. From the 16th call down to the 20th call is 4.98. So I'll make it 4.98 on all. 4.98, 4.98, 4.98. Now we are done with the margin call drop. Now, what this margin call drop means is when the price is going down, is falling down, it will trigger when it has dropped down, especially when it has bought your first buy. It has bought the first buy with the capital from your Binance. When the price is supposed to go up but does not go up, remember, we make money here in the volatility. People don't understand something. See, this is where we make all the money. You can't escape volatility in this business. Volatility is where we make money. The money is in the volatility. All those floating loss you are seeing, you can't avoid. There's no way, no magic. You can't avoid it. It is part of the business. So if you are saying you are experiencing floating loss, or how can you avoid floating loss? Please, this business is not for you because you can't avoid it. That is how we make money here. So let's assume you enter a trade and it is supposed to go, but it starts dropping down. When it goes down by 0.2% in price, it will trigger and buy the first call. If it goes down again, instead of going up again by 0.5% in price, it will trigger again and buy the second call. That is what this margin call drop stands for. As long as it keeps going down, it will keep buying because your capital is there, reserved. It is not going to use all your capital because the robot knows that the market is volatile. It can still go down a bit before it will now reverse and start going back up. It is how it works. That is how it works. But now, you might be saying, okay, how will I know, or how will the robot know how much it's going to use to buy? When it wants to buy the first call, okay, how will it know how much it will use to buy? Now, this is where the future of the multiple buy-in ratio comes in. Now, what this multiple buy-in ratio stands for is whatever you have here, it will times, you can see we have times here, by the first buy, FB, to tell the robot how much capital that needs to be deducted from your capital to buy whatever margin call it needs to buy. So let us impute all the parameters for the multiple buying ratio first before I explain this further. So let me go back and see what we have on the template. So for the multiple buying ratio, we have 0.4, 1.5, 0.4, 1.5. You can see 0.4, 1.5 down to the last call. So I'll go back. 0.4, 1.5, 0.4, 0.4, 1.5, 0.4, 1.5, 0.4, 1.5, 0.4, 1.5, 0.4, 1.5, 0.4, 1.5, 0.4, 1.5, 0.4, 1.5, 0.4, and last is 1.5. 1.5. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So now we are done with the multiple buy-in ratio. Now, what we are telling the robot here is, you see, RoyalQ serves as your staff. It's going to be your staff that trades for you. A staff you employ to be trading for you while you sleep or while you are busy with your activities. So these are the instructions you are giving to this your staff or to this your worker that do this for me. If the price goes down by 2%, use this amount to buy. If it goes down again by this amount to buy. When it goes up to take profit, sell and take me out of the market. These are instructions. That is why RoyalQ is a semi-automated bot. A semi-automated bot because we give it instructions. We can give it instructions on what to do. Now, what we are telling this robot here is that we want it to use 0.4 times the first buy. I repeat, 0.4 times the first buy. So if you say 0.4 times first buy, that is 20, will give us $8. It means it will take $8 from my $400 capital to buy the first call. But what if the price again goes down by 0.5%? Instead of going up, it will say 1.5 times the first buy is $30. It means it will deduct $30 from my capital again. It keeps on doing this until it uses all my capital. And it will use all my capital when the price of this coin goes down by this, minus 30%. Minus 30%. That is what this 30 stands for. When you add up all this to give you 30, it means when the price of the coin I am trading with this settings goes down by minus 30%, it means that the robots will have finished using up all my capital on that particular trade. I hope it is clear. That is why we say margin configuration is the engine of your settings. Whenever you make a mistake and your trade is not giving you what you want, you have to first of all go and check your margin configuration. Now, same thing happens here that I said. When you want to know how much capital you are using, you can also manually calculate this. But remember, the template has done that for you. When you add all these 0.4 plus 1.5 plus 0.4, when you add it, whatever you get, multiply by first buy, which is 20, it will give you $400. Simple as that. Simple as that. Once you do these settings, you don't need to do the settings over and over again, please. You don't need to do the settings over and over again. You just save and confirm. Now, I am on this. Let me confirm. Now that I've confirmed, you tap on save. You tap on save. And you confirm again. And you confirm again. You can see it has been added to my other settings I have on my templates. That's my margin strategy, my strategy settings. Now, this is it here. At the top, and see it. Capital, $400 capital. Just for me to know which settings for which, you can see this one is $150 capital. This other one is $2,000 capital. So when it's time for you to trade, you go and choose the exact settings you want to use, and you must have that exact capital in your Binance. I believe this is well understood. Now, let's take, for example, you want to trade one of our signal with these settings that I just saved, which is the settings for Magic 1 using $400 capital. But before I do that, please, very important, let me share with you guys for Magic 3 and Magic 5. For Magic 3, for those of you who don't have bigger capital, you can start with whatever you have, minimum $100. We don't see, we always tell people, yes, start with what you have, understand the business. Because if you don't understand the business, even when you have a big capital, you don't even know what to do with the capital because you don't even understand what you're doing. So start with whatever you have. Let's assume you have $100 or $200 or $250. You can use Magic 3 because Magic 3 states here that the minimum capital is $100 and above. Okay, but for Magic 3, how you use it to generate your margin configuration, you don't need, I repeat, you don't need to deduct your first buy. You don't need to minus first buy. You don't need to minus your first buy, please. You have to put your whole capital on your remark section to generate the margin configuration for you. So assuming I want to use Magic 3 and my capital is $250. What I'll simply do is tap on remark section, edit, and impute the whole capital here without deducting my first buy, $250, and confirm. And how am I sure I am correct? For me to be sure that I am correct, I'll simply go down to my multiple buying ratio and check. You can see I have here total 250. $250. It means I am correct. And then you can go to your back office on RoyalQ and impute just the way you see it. Everything you see here, you do the same thing one after the other, just the way I demonstrated for the Magic 1. Simple as that. Now for the Magic 5, that is the ultimate. The ultimate, this is the highly recommended settings to use, which I'll explain why it is the highly recommended settings to use. Now, Magic 5 works the way Magic 1 works, based on how you use your capital to generate your margin configuration for you. So what I mean by that? It means for me to put in my capital on the remark session, I'll need to deduct it from the first buy. So assuming I have $1 capital to use, sorry, $1,000 capital to use, $1,000 capital. And I want to use Magic 5 because Magic 5 says minimum capital is $520 and above. But in my case, I want to use $1,000 capital. How do I generate the settings? This is what I do. I will minus by first buy again, just the way I showed you guys for Magic 1. I'll minus by first buy, which is 1,000 minus 20 gives me 980. 980. I'll write 980 here and enter. For me to be sure I am correct, I'll quickly go down to my multiple buying ratio to check the total I have here. You can see the total I have here is, is $1,000, which means I am correct. I am correct. Then I'll proceed and go to my RoyalQ back office and save my settings, just the way I see it here. Simple as that. Now, the reason why we say that Magic 5 is the best, if you have the capital, please use Magic 5 to make more money from the market. Now, when it buys the first to the fourth call, the first to the fourth call. When it buys the first to the fourth call, it will use 50% of your capital to buy up those calls. And then the remaining 50% will be used to buy the fifth call down to the 24th call, because Magic 5 is 24 margin calls. So imagine when you are using $1,000 and it has used 50% from your 1,000 to buy the first to the fourth call. When it sells, you make good profits. Imagine you're using $3,000. That is why Magic 5 is very powerful. For Magic 3, when it buys the first call, it uses 25% of your capital to buy that first call, and then the remaining 75% will be splitted down to the last call. But Magic 5 is the best because it uses 50% of your capital to quickly buy the first, and it will buy it very fast. It will buy it very fast because you can see it will drop 0.2, 0.5, it drops very fast. It will quickly buy 50%. It will quickly use 50% from your capital to buy up the first to the fourth call. Very, very fast. So this is how you make use of RTMI templates. I believe with what I've said so far, it is clear, but if it's not clear, you can call on my attention and ask questions when it's time for question. Now, let's assume you want to trade. You want to enter a trade. Kosalisu, can you hear me loud and clear, please? Kosalisu, can you hear me loud and clear? Yes, the session, this session is recorded, please. We always record our Zoom session. So you'll find the recorded version on our YouTube channel or on the group where you got this link from. It is going to be shared across when it is ready. Now, I want to share with you guys how to use the signal when you have saved these settings. Let me go to my WhatsApp. Let me go to my WhatsApp. Okay. Now let's take a look at this signal here that was being dropped. That's rows. Now let's take a look at rows. You can see rows on my screen, right? You can also see rows on my screen. Now, I noticed that this thing used to confuse people very well, the preset price and when to use the preset price and when not to use the preset price. It confused a lot of people. Please, you don't need to let it confuse you. I'll try my best to break it down, and then we use it with the settings we just saved so that you understand how it works. Now, let's assume this signal was dropped and you want to trade it. The first thing you need to take note of is the name of this coin. What is the name? That is where you have trade. The name of this coin is Rose USDT. And what is the preset price? The preset price is 0.11987. This signal was dropped early this morning. That was about 7:04 a.m. Now, I'll head back to my Royal queue. I'll have to search for Rose USDT. You can write the USDT together to quickly show you the coin. And you tap on it to open. When you tap on it, the next thing you have to do here is to tap on create. Tap on create and choose Martingale strategy boot, and you create. When you do this, the next thing you need to do is to tap on the second option. The second option where you have feel free to create your own strategy. You tap on the next, and it brings you to this page. What you need to do here is to load that settings we saved. You load the settings we saved. That is your settings you got from the RQTMI template. And how do you do that? It is very easy. You tap on what? You tap on trade settings. When you tap on trade settings, it brings you here. Sometimes it will bring you here to smart create, but we have no interest on smart create. So what we simply need to do is to tap on manually create. That is where we have interest on. That's our point of interest. So our point of interest is manually create. Now that that's taking us to manually create, you need to load whichever settings you choose to use on this Rose USDT trade. In my case, I want to make use of the $400 we did the settings together just few minutes ago. So now I'll tap on choose a strategy settings. Now that is choose a strategy settings, the orange color. It will open my strategy settings. Now you can see this is where I have all my settings saved. But in my case, I want to use $400, like I said. That is the first one. I'll tap on the first one. Just tap on it. It will load up the settings. Sometimes you might find that it is showing 12 here or 15 here. If it does that, please, you have to change it to whatever first buy that is supposed to be used for that your settings. In my case, the settings I used was Magic 1, and Magic 1 first buy by default is 20. So I'll edit it and make sure it is correct. It won't take you 2-3 minutes to check all this and load up all this, and you save and you start your trade. The next thing you need to do is to check what is the whole position take profit. That is the take profit on the signal, which is this. You can see it says take profit is 2%. You quickly change it to 2%. If it's not 2%, in my case, it's 3%. I'll change it to 2%, and I save. Go down and save. That is all, and confirm. This is the default style of RQTMI. We have the default style, and we have the bull tactics. This is the default style. I repeat, this style is the default style. Once you do this, you save and confirm. It will now bring us back to this previous page. The next thing is to tap on strategy mode. I repeat, strategy mode, very, very important. Always do this, please. Tap on strategy mode and make sure it is on sub-bin mode real-time settlement. Then you confirm. The use of this sub-bin mode real-time settlement is that you want it to be buying and selling on the downtrend. From the fifth call to buy, sell, give you a profit, buy, sell, sixth call, just the way I explained. If you don't do this, it won't happen that way, please. So that's why we make use of the sub-bin mode real-time settlement. Any profit it makes, it shows you the real-time value in profit immediately. Okay. Now let us proceed, please. Now, very important, and this is where confuses a lot of people. When to use the preset price and when not to use the preset price. So pay attention, please. What do we have on the signal? On the signal, it says 0.11987. 11987. So preset price, PR, P, 0.11987. 0.11987. Okay, now the current price is this 0.12003. This is what, please, you can write this down. The best way to analyze this, so for you to know when to use the preset price and when not to use the preset price, is you say, is the current price above the preset price or is the current price below the preset price? If the current price is below the preset price, then you don't need to use the preset price. It is only when the current price is above the preset price, that is when you use the preset price. Now, the essence is that we are buying low and selling high here. We are buying low and selling high here. So we don't want to buy high and sell low. So the reason for this preset price is when you see preset price and the current price is above the preset price, it means that you need to go and use the preset price because the price is already high. So be patient. One thing about cryptocurrency is that don't chase trade, please. Don't chase trade. Whenever a coin is pumping, just relax. It must come down because people must sell. People must sell. And when they are selling, that is when you are supposed to buy. And when they are buying, that is when you are supposed to sell. So don't chase trade. Let the trade come to you. That's why when you notice the current price is above, I repeat, when you find out that the current price is above the preset price, that is when you use the preset price. But when the current price is below the preset price, you don't need to use the preset price anymore. Why? Because you are already getting that coin at a cheaper price. So you are to use the current price the way it is. Just start it with the current price because the current price is already way below the preset price, meaning you are even getting it cheaper. If you are even lucky to get in when the current price is below the preset price, and some people entered at the preset price, what happens? It means that you that enter when the current price is below the preset price, your trade will sell faster than them. That is why sometimes you find out that some people say sold, but yours has not sold. The reason is simple. You entered at the preset price, and that person entered far below the preset price. I hope everybody's understanding what I'm saying. So the logic here is, I repeat, when the current price is above the preset price, that is when you make use of the preset price because the price is already high and you don't need to buy when it's high. You want to buy when it's low. But when the current price is below the preset price, then I don't need to use preset price anymore. I am happy. Why? Because I am even getting it cheaper. I'm buying the coin cheaper. I'll quickly start my trade because price waits for no one here. You have to be fast to do that. Because in few minutes or seconds, the current price can go above the preset price again. So what I do is, or what I tell my downlines is, when you notice the interval, when you notice that the interval of the current price that is below the preset price is not too much, just use the preset price, set your preset price. Only when you notice that the interval of the current price below the preset price is a bit far, you know that you can quickly, before you do all the needful, you start your trade, you can enter at a cheaper price. I don't know if everybody gets what I'm saying, but like I said, when it's time for question, I'll allow you guys to ask questions. So without too much of the talking, I believe I've been able to take my time to understand, to explain, and to make you guys understand the easiest way to understand this so that you won't get yourself confused. I actually wanted to show you guys how to use the bull tactics, but because of time is not on our side and we need time for questions, maybe we can do this. All right, so please, sorry, my network threw me out. So you can start asking questions. If you have questions, feel free to raise up your digital hands while I am with you so that you can speak up. You can also drop your questions on the chat box. Okay. King Abdurrahman Shaibu, please, you can unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, please.
Good evening, my coach.
Yeah, good evening.
Thanks for the presentation. It is well understood.
All right.
But yeah, I have a little challenge. You know, though I'm on 100 capitals.
Okay.
And yes, but I'm trading now. Presently, I'm trading on Bitcoins. So now, what I did.
Sorry, your audio is a bit noisy. There's a noise coming out from the background.
Okay.
Can you do something about that?
Okay, sir. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you, but there's a noise. Well, continue. Just continue. I'll get what you're saying. Continue.
Okay. Now, I'm on 100 capital, and I'm trading on 3 coins. So what I
okay.
funded, yes, I funded my wallet. Now, settings. Now, since on 100 capital, the remark, you know, just like I heard you the other while you were explaining. Now, on my remark, I left it as 100. I left it as 100, even though that because even though I'm having 300 capital, but since I'm trading on 3 coins, I left it on 100. Hope it's nothing. Hope it's okay like that. I don't know if it is okay like that.
Okay. Is that all? Is that all the questions you want to ask?
For now.
Okay, so now, if you have $100 capital and you have $300, okay, let me put it this way. If you have a $300 and you want to make use of Magic 3, that is, you want to trade 3 trades at a time, which is 100 per trade. What you simply need to do is to just save the settings of the Magic 3 $100 on your template. You don't need to do it 3 times, please. Just save that settings once, and you keep loading that settings on until you get to the 3rd trade. What I mean is, when you see a signal, you pick it up, load that settings on that signal. That is your first trade. When that trade is still on and another signal has been dropped, you load it again to be your 2nd trade with the same settings until you get your 3rd trade at a time, meaning that you can trade 3 trades at a time, 100 per trade. So it is fine. You did the right thing. So you have nothing to worry about, please. I hope it is clear. I hope it is clear, King Abdurrahman.
That was what I did, actually.
All right,
I just want to clear my data.
It's fine.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Queen Diane, please unmute yourself and speak up.
All right, good evening.
All right, good evening.
Yeah. For a particular trade, this YFI, I'm using a $300 to trade it, right? So I know I'm using the 20 margin calls. And you know from the 16th margin call, you have to impute fund like 4.98.
From the 16th call, that's magic one. From the 16th call down to the 20th call, magic one.
Okay, magic one. But my own,
yes,
I can 4.9. It doesn't allow me to do 4.98.
Yeah, you're using iPhone, right?
Yes.
Yes, iPhone is like that. You only allow one decimal, what's it called? One number after the decimal. Yeah, so what you can do is you can approximate it to 5. It's still fine. 5 down to the 20th call. Just approximate.
Okay, it was because it was in 4.9, so I should change it to 5.
Just approximate them to 5 downward. It's still fine that way. So for those in iPhone, you can approximate. For Android, we allow you to put in all the figures there. Hope it is clear.
Okay. Yeah, very well. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, King Ikenyi, please unmute yourself and speak up.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, sir. So please, I have a question about, okay, my name is Sam. I have a question concerning the trade now that is running. I used Magic 1, 320.
Okay.
But the trade is, the thing has bought deep up to margin of 15. But I just noticed this evening, although the trade has not been going well since yesterday I entered it, but this evening it's in 15. But the thing has gone on. It's supposed to have been sold. At least some of the margin calls, but still it is still at 15. But the trade is still going up. I became confused this evening. I don't know.
You need to check if it's on. You need to check if it's on stop being mode real-time settlement. If it's on Wo Warehouse, it means it will take them as one single entity. You won't make money on the down trade. It will only sell everything once. So it wants to sell the first buy, first to the fourth call, like I explained, to sell all of them once. So you have to check. Go to your open the trade, check. When you open a trade, tap on strategy mode and see if it's on sub-B mode real-time. So that is the third option on the list. It's very, very important. So check that and let me know.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you. So let me do
but
it now.
If it's not on sub-B mode real-time settlement and it has already bought, it has bought the fifth call, it means you can't change it anymore. In this case, you just have to be patient and wait. So you are not going to be making money in the downtrend. The mistake has been done. Just remain patient. When it sells, you actually make more money, but just that it will take some time because it won't make you money on the downtrend. Just remain patient. You remember, in this business, you must make mistake to get it right. You can't run away from making mistake. It's part of the learning process, please.
Okay, sir. Okay.
All right.
Let me check, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay.
You're welcome. All right. The next person I can see here is Treasure. Please, Treasure, if you can hear me, unmute your mic and speak up. Unmute your mic and speak up.
Hello, Coach Mo. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
I appreciate you for the lectures.
Thank you
so
very
much. Okay, I have a question from the presentation you gave us this night. Assuming one is using Magic 1, and is at 30% that the whole capital will enter 30% deep.
Yes,
the whole capital will enter the trade.
Yes, please.
So what happens now if the trade goes deeper than 30%? When your capital has finished?
Okay, so that is a good question. So what happens is, the truth here is, no matter what, a coin cannot just keep going down, down, down. It must come back up. But sometimes when you notice that it has bought up all your margin calls, there are two things that needs to be done. Number one, if you don't have capital to open more margin call, you remain patient and wait until the price starts to recover up and go back up and start selling those sub sales it has already bought. That is those margin calls. But if you want to continue making money on the downtrend, what you need to do is to open more margin call by bringing in more capital. Now, bringing in more capital makes you to continue making money on the downtrend. And as you're making money, it will be reducing the floating loss for you, meaning that it will quickly sell off because it is reducing the floating loss for you. So in that case, what we advise is if you have the capital to open margin call, always use Magic 2 to open margin call. And Magic 2 is minimum $525. So you use $525 to open margin call. You will see how you start making money on the downtrend. Even you come and testify to that. But if you don't have up to that, you can use another Magic 1 again. You open more margin call, it's still fine. But if you want to enjoy, we recommend Magic 2, please. Magic 2 for opening of margin call.
Okay. I said one can open margin call on the same running trade.
Yes, please, on the same running trade. How you do it is, you want me to show you how to do that?
Exactly, sir. Thank you.
Okay, let me just quickly do that because there are some people are also raising up their hands and time is not on our side. So let me just quickly explain that. Oh, wow, there are a lot of people who are raising up their hands. It's fine. Let me just quickly do that for those who are here with us too, so that they can learn from it. All right, now you want to open margin call. Let me move to my template. You want to open margin call. I hope you can all see my screen. Can you see my screen, please?
Yes.
Okay, now this is Magic 2. Remember, you were on Magic 1. And Magic 1, margin call limit, please pay attention. Magic 1, the margin call limit here is 20. But in your case, it has finished using up all the margin call, which means it has bought 20 margin calls for you because the price has gone down by minus 30%. But you are not making money anymore, and you want to continue making money. The best thing here is to open more margin call. And what is the best settings to use to open more margin call? Please, it is Magic 2. So what we have to do here now is you go to your trade settings, you go to that trade on your Royal Queue, tap on the trade, tap on trade settings, where you have your margin call limit where you see 20. Let us see what we have on Magic 2. On Magic 2, you can see it is 50 margin call limit. So you say 50 plus 20 gives you 70. 70 margin call. So it means that you are editing that 20 margin call on your settings to 70. To 70. And once you do that, open your margin configuration, you will notice something. Let me go back to Magic 1. From the 20th call, you will notice something. 21 will be there, 22, 23, to keep going to the 70th call.
Yes, sir.
Now, what you have to do here, what you put on 21 will be what you have on first call on your Magic 2. What you put on 22 will be what you have on your second call on Magic 2. 23 will be what you have on your third call on Magic 2, like this. Your first call will be 21, second call 22, third call 23. You keep going until you get to the, in this case, it's not going to be 50, it's going to be 70. Please, is that clear before I proceed?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now that you understand this part, what you have to do again here is your first buy amount, change it from 20 to 15. Please, very, very important. Okay? You don't need to change you don't need to change the whole position take profit. Leave it the way it is. Whatever you used there before, leave it like that. But your distributed take profit allocation, change everything from fifth call down to the last call to 1.8%.
Okay.
Then this other one, strategy period, ignore it. ignore it, leave it on one shot because you're already on one shot. Just ignore this thing. So you have to change the distributed profit allocation and also change the margin call limit and change the first buy. Those are the only three things you are changing. That is all. And make sure this is on 525. This is on 15 because when you input this where you can change it. This, if it's on 16, it will change. You can see it's 560. So leave it on 15. 15 will give you the exact amount, which is the minimum 525. Just leave it like this. Okay. This is how you open more margin call, and then you save and make sure your margin call, what's it called? Your margin call drop is enabled. Margin call drop is enabled. Yeah, so that you continue buying. But you do this, before you do this, make sure you pause your trade. When you are done with the settings, you resume your trade. That is all.
Okay, and that's when somebody have the capital. If they don't have the capital, just wait.
If you don't have capital, remain patient and wait. It will definitely come back up and sell. It's just patient. This business is all about patience. Spot trading is patience. That's just the fact. It's patience. You either remain patient or you go and do other business that you lose your money. Which one would you prefer? Will you prefer losing your money or you remain patient?
No, be patient.
Exactly. We are not in a hurry to anywhere. I told people that we are approaching the bull season. If you're not making the kind of money you want now, don't worry, relax, be patient. When we are in the bull season, we have 2 years to make a lot of money. Trades will be selling faster because we are in the bull season. So you will make a lot of money for the next 2 years. So remain patient and use this period to understand this business. That's my advice for everybody here tonight. All right.
Thank you so much, sir.
So let us, yeah, it's fine. Let's us move to the next person, please, because of time is not on our side. Now, okay, I can see BC. King BC, please unmute yourself and speak up.
Okay. Good evening. It's just a very quick question, clarification, because I got confused. Now, when you were imputing when you gave the example of trading with 400, and you wanted to, and you were using Magic 1, you said we subtract 20 USDT. So in the
yes, please.
In that column that says, what is it now?
Remark on Royal Q.
Remark, yes. In the column of remark, you now input 380, right?
Yes, on the template, right?
Yes, on the template. Okay, that's fine. But when you were now imputing it, when you now picked a trade and you clicked on the setting you had already saved, it still showed 400.
Yes.
It showed 400.
Yes, please. Yes, please. I will explain. Yes. Yes.
So shouldn't that part be 380? Okay.
All right, so I will explain. You see, that part does not affect your trade. It's just like a remark for you to be able to differentiate which settings is for which capital on your Royal Q back office.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with your settings. That is the reason I wrote $400 capital, so that I will know that that settings is for $400 capital. But on the template, you must subtract to get the right configuration, the right margin configuration settings. But on your Royal Q, you can write the whole capital just for you to be able to differentiate. This settings is for $400 capital because actually your capital is $400. Like I demonstrated on the, I hope you understand.
That's fine. Yes, but when you were now imputing, when you picked a trade and you went to trade setting, and then you click create a strategy, and then you automatically pick that 400. What I'm saying is on that your create strategy, whereby you now have to change whereby you make sure your first buy is 20. On that format, you had 400 there instead of 380, because I believe it's supposed to import.
Let me check. Let me see what you're referring to. Now, this is it. This is what I did. Strategy. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Now, you can see You can see this settings is for $2,000 capital. This settings for $150 capital, and this is for 400, which this was what we use on the demonstration. Now, let me tap on it. Let me choose, right? I'm tapping on it now. Now, this is it. That is it. Okay. I've tapped on it.
Okay.
It will not show me. It will not show me. It will not show me. That remark you're seeing here has nothing to do with these settings. It is just for you to be able to differentiate which settings is for which capital.
Okay. Okay.
I hope it is clear.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. King, good luck. Please commit yourself and speak up. We are going to end this session by 10:30. This is 10:23. So please make it brief. Ask questions and make it brief.
Okay. Good evening, Coach Mo.
All right. Good evening.
Yeah, I want to appreciate you for the lecture. Now,
thank you very much.
My challenge is with the bull run settings, because if you use the bull run settings, what is the timing that we should start using it? Because from what you are explaining, we are still using the normal ROQ TMI setting, but I think some of us we are using. I've used the bull run setting for some of my trades, and some of them are responding very fast, selling very fast, but some are still hanging. So I want to know exactly when is the right time to start using the bull run settings.
Okay, so this is it. My advice is that the reason why we brought out the bull run tactics this early is because, even after doing our analysis, nobody controls the market. Sometimes you notice a coin will sell faster than others. Yes. Why some will still take time and make you money on the downtrend before selling completely. But for those who are using the bull tactics, you need to agree on that 3 conditions that needs to be met before you say, okay, I want to use bull tactics, which is the first condition, I am only going to make money uptrend. The second, I am not going to make money downtrend. And the third is when it sells, whatever is my take profit, I will make 100% of it. That is, if your take profit is 3%, you are going to make 3% of 100% of your capital, which means you are going to make more money. Because in the bull season, trades close faster. So if you use these bull tactics in the bull season, you quickly make money. But you can do it this way. If you have capital, you can set some coins on bull tactics and set some coins on the default, or have some money reserved for opening margin call while you use the bull tactics in case that trade goes southway.
Okay.
Let's say, for example, you have $3,000 capital and using $2,000 to trade. You can reserve $1,000 for margin calls.
Okay.
Are you getting it?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense. It does. But when the capital you are using is small, like 500 or even 400 or even 300, you may not have enough to reserve for that kind of.
Then you have to be patient and use the default. Like I said, for you to use the bull tactics, you have to agree with the conditions. It's up to you. And like I said, there are people who are using it right now and they are also making money with it, because we are already approaching the bull scene. We are in the pre-bull. We are approaching the bull scene, so it's working perfectly. Even now, it is working perfectly, but you need to be patient. You need to be patient. Right. So it all depends on what you want. It's your choice to make use of. That is why we have the settings there for you to choose from and use whichever one you wish to use.
That's okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. King Ahmed, please quickly unmute yourself and speak up. King Ahmed. Okay, King Ahmed is not ready. King Kenny, please unmute yourself and speak up. King Kenny, unmute yourself and speak up. You can hear me.
All right, good evening. Yeah, I can hear you. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, I really want to appreciate you for the exposition tonight. At least I'm understanding some certain things, but there are a few questions clarification I want to see concerning the manual buying and selling. Because I notice that sometimes trade might get to +2 when it's green already. It gets to +2 and thereabout, or getting to even 2. Before you know it, goes back to -2 or thereabout.
Maybe -1 or 2.
Yes. And you start waiting again for it to go back to green. Now, I just want to get more clarification. Then secondly, on that aspect, whether to sell when it's +2 or thereabout. Then secondly, the issue of buying manually. I would like to get a kind of explanation on that.
Okay. So the truth here is this business has been made so easy for everyone, for you to be able to choose how you want to make money, how much, just carry your bucket and fetch the money. So if you find a trade you are currently on is on 2%, you can sell and quickly look for the next signal and enter again. By doing so, before you know, once you are monitoring your trade, you can make 10% in a day. Even if I predict a coin and I enter the trade, sometimes if I'm seeing that it will take some time to get to my take profit, I will sell and take my money and look for another signal again and enter.
Okay.
So please sell and look for the next available signal, enter again, monitor it. If you sell another 2-3% or 1.5%, sell again, enter. Keep doing so. Before you know, you'll have made 10% in that day and somebody is still waiting for 2% take profit or 3% take profit.
Okay.
You sell manually. You sell manually on your RoyalQ, not on Binance, please. I hope it is clear for that question.
All right. Then
now, for the manual buy, for manual buy, it's referred to as manual replenishment. If you want to manual buy, it means you want to add more USDT together to be added to your first to the fourth call. Whatever you add as manual buy, it will be added to your first to the fourth call. Whatever capital that has been used to buy your first to the fourth call, it will be added to it. So when it sells, the total capital is what you get in profit. Then so if you tap on buy, tap on market price, you check down in column down where you see enter amount. You enter your amount you want to use for your manual buy and you confirm immediately because it is on market price. If you quickly buy and add it up together with any amount that was already used to buy the first to the fourth call. So when it's selling, to sell first buy plus the first to the fourth call plus the amount you use for your manual buy and give you your take profit. I hope it is clear.
Okay. Yeah, it's very clear. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right. I can see a lot of people raising up their hands. Wow. Biscuit, King Biscuit, please unmute yourself and speak up.
Thank you, Coach Moore. My question, sir. Yeah, when a trade kickstarts using a preset price, can you remove the preset price thereafter? Can you now remove the preset price while the trade is running? Because why I'm asking this question is why I'm asking the question is because a number of times when I use preset price and I want to pick another trade, I will still find that preset price there, and oftentimes it's difficult to remove it, and I will lose time, and the trade, the price will have gone up. So I would like to remove the preset price when the trade has kicked.
Okay, this is what you do when you want to remove the preset price. Just write 0 down and confirm. That is all.
Even while the trade is running.
Yeah, try it and see. It should allow you to do that. Write 0 and confirm. That is all. If it doesn't allow you to do that, when you want to trade, just write 0 and confirm. It will remove it. You notice that it won't be there anymore.
Okay.
Just 0. Tap, write 0 and confirm. That is all.
Sorry, the second question is a short one. I say, what's the difference between average transaction price and average position price?
Average transaction price and average position price.
Yes.
Average transaction price and average position price. Where do you get the average transaction price from, please?
When you get a signal, when you get a message, no, you have two messages, system and the other one. The other one will tell you how, yes, we see average transaction price and average position price.
Okay. Well, I think what they do is they calculate it based on the you know, like just like the way we have average price. If you're on a trade, average price will be the way they calculate that thing is mathematics, sure? It's mathematics, but I don't know the formula I'm going to use to give you that calculation. But let me see if I can answer that question. How will I answer the question now? But that does not affect your trade. That has nothing to do with your trade, please. Just take note about that.
Yeah, well, because the two prices, when I check, they are not the same. They differ.
That does not actually affect your price. The major thing you have to check is on your trade, your average price, whatever you see on your trade, going on your trade, that is what your focus should be on.
Then lastly, sorry, for a running trade,
price, there are some calculation they both should do to guess that price.
Yes.
Yeah, you said what?
Sorry, lastly, for a running trade, is there a maximum number of time I can manually replenish?
No. It's unlimited, please. Unlimited.
Because I did a replenishment and the price didn't change. It didn't pick it, even though I had the message. But when I went to Binance, it didn't remove the money.
How much did you add? How much did you use?
I think maybe 10.5 or so. It didn't remove the money. It was, even though I had gotten the message, but when I went, it didn't change at the bottom. But when I went to Binance, the money was there.
Try 15.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you.
Try 15 if it doesn't go. Yes.
Thank you so much, yes.
You're welcome. Queen Amarachi, please unmute yourself and speak up. I think this will be the last question for the day. Please, so sorry if I was not able to answer your questions. You can ask more questions tomorrow. So Queen Amarachi, please, your question will be the last for today.
Good evening. Thank you very much for this presentation. I am new, but I've been doing this. But I made a mistake somehow, and I've been trying to correct it, but it seemed to not be correctable. For example, there was this signal I got with Kate. So I think it was because I was feeling sleepy. So I just put on the trade. I didn't know I click on this whole way house mode instead of being a real time settlement. So when in the morning when I realized it, I've been trying to, I paused it, sent to this third one, this thing, but it's unable to fit. It has been like that. As I tried to change it, to tell me to please make profit allocation for subway house first. So I don't know if there's any way I can correct it to what is supposed to be apart from what it is now. Also,
how many
second trade I placed that one.
Continue.
This one was 1,000. Then I placed a trade with, because I'm using Magic 5 this thing. So I placed another trade with 400. And I realized that one is not showing me sub position take profit. As I try to revisit the trade, I'm not seeing this sub position take profit callback, unlike other trades I've executed before. So please,
no,
I don't know.
It is supposed to show you sub position take profit callback. Once you tap on the trade settings, it is always there. Except you are not checking it's the right way, but it is always there. It is always there. Then for the trade, you said you made a mistake. If it has not bought the fifth call, you can quickly go and change it to sub-beam mode real-time settlement. But if it has bought the fifth call, please, there is nothing you can do about that. Just remain patient until it sells off. So you have to go and check. Then tap on strategy. Tap on. Okay, then go and change it. It will change. Just go and change it.
Please, how do I do it, please?
Open the trade and tap on strategy mode, then change it to sub-beam mode real-time settlement.
I did that, but once I change it and save, it will still come back to revisiting it again. It will still be on that first one, whole position warehouse mode. whole warehouse mode instead of this swap position mode real-time settlement. I had to even pause to
Are you sure? Are you sure he didn't buy the fifth score and then went back up?
No, he did not.
Okay, because of time is not on our side, I said you should share your screen so that I'll see where the problem is coming from. But please, time is no more on our side, and you can see it's already 10:38. I don't know if you can just remain patient, please. Tomorrow, when it's time for questions, just I'll find you and allow you to share your screen so that we can resolve the issue together, please. So sorry about that. I hope it's fine.
Okay. It's fine, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so thank you so much once again for your time tonight. Please, for those who could not get their question answered, please don't feel bad about that. Just come back tomorrow, same time, same place, for your questions to be answered. For those who also want the recorded version of this session, when it is ready, it will be shared across on all the groups you got this link from. All right, so thank you so much once again. Have a lovely night rest. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you, and have a lovely good night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I cannot ask my question.
Thank you.